To the United, not the United stand. That's football. Stop yourself halfway through, even though you made a mistake. You know, hello and welcome to That's Football for England versus Andorra World Cup qualifier. Interesting. I'm very excited tonight. You know, we're going to be doing a watch along later. The stream is already set up. It's going to be Deontay Wilder against Fury 3 around 3 a.m. We will be live. I've dropped the link in the video description. You can tune in for that. But first of all, we've got a bit of Saturday night early evening chill with England taking on Andorra. Lots of change made by Southgate. Obviously, we've got a game on Tuesday night against Hungary, which is the more difficult game for England. But, you know, actually, I wasn't actually going to be that convinced about watching this game, if I'm honest with you. But what really swung me was the ability to get to watch Jadon Sancho, who we don't get to watch much for Manchester United anyway. So I'm intrigued to see how he's going to get on tonight in a game where England, you know, ought to be winning it comfortably. Team news for England is Johnston in goal, Trippier, Stones, Cody, Chilwell, Foden, Ward-Prowse and Lingard, and then Saka, Abraham and Sancho. So, you know, these are always a difficult game because you expect to see a lot of goals in these games. I certainly think if I was fancying a goal scorer today, I would go with Jesse Lingard to get a goal today. He always seems to pop up for goals, especially in a game like this. I would quite fancy him. But look, we're just gonna have a chilled out Saturday night chat, get involved, and see how it goes. Welcome to the Members Club, Sagdev there, and Fat Man says, Mark, do you know what boxing is? You know what, I can't wait to do the watch along later. I love the snobbery in boxing. The amount of people who have privately messaged me who are doing their own stuff and are like, or digging me out, well, what's Goldbridge doing a watch along for? I mean, look, this level of, I don't know what the word is, but it's just stereotypical. You know, this is why we have problems in society. It's so stereotypical. Like, I know a lot about boxing. I've watched boxing all my life. I don't need to chant or get down the gym or anything like that to like boxing. I respect the sport of boxing. I've said this before. I can't stand YouTube boxing because I think it disrespects boxing. But I tell you what, I'm probably older than a lot of you. And you can go down the gym and you can watch your bloody boxing all you like. But I've been watching boxing longer than you have. And again, it goes back to my granddad. Absolutely loved Muhammad Ali. But I grew up on a Saturday night. I loved it. Saturday night, 9 o'clock, ITV, the era of Chris Eubank, Nigel Benn, McClellan, Collins. It was just fantastic. You used to get fantastic boxing on a Saturday night. And that was my sort of thing. I mean, to be honest with you, you had people like Bruno and Tyson and all that lot, but Evander Holyfield. Heavyweight boxing wasn't really it for me. It was super middleweight. I loved like Eubank and Nigel Benn and all that lot. It was a fantastic era. Anyway, we've got to be careful here because this game is going to kick off. So, you know what I say to you people with your snobbery about, oh, what do you know about boxing? We'll see what I know about boxing later on because I do like boxing and I respect the sport and I'm really excited about it. I think it's a fantastic fight. And there aren't, as I said earlier on my FIFA stream, the game has just kicked off here actually. I need to get the timer on the way. There are certain, you don't get many of these fights that are sort of generational moments. It will be one of those sort of super fights. And it doesn't always happen in heavyweight. You know, you see it in the UFC. You certainly see it in... you know, different weight divisions. It's just really exciting and I can't wait for it to see how it gets on. First woman referee apparently, which shouldn't even be an issue, but it's a small ground and that might play into the hands of England here. The quality should certainly reign through, but interesting midfield three for England. He's gone very attacking. Lingard and Foden buzzing around with Ward-Prowse running the midfield. Good move by Southgate. You don't need a holding midfield two in a game like this. So the pitch looks tiny as well. Is it a 4G pitch as well? It doesn't look. It looks artificial to me. What's the population of Andorra? Says Jamal. I don't know, mate. Camera angle's annoying. Says Jack Lynch. Just press options and change it. Scooby-Doo, says Jordan. Scored a goal for England, for Scotland today. Late winner for Scotland. I don't know whether that gives Scotland much of a chance in relation to qualification, but it was an important win for them. Let's have a look at the groups at the moment. So, Scotland, Scooby-Doo, where are you, Scotland? I can't find your group, Scotland. I can't find it. Like, where is it, man? Scotland into second place in their group. Yabba dabba doo. And they beat Israel late on as well, who were in third. So that's a great win for Scotland. 14 points, 7 games played. Big win for Scotland because it was home to Israel. They needed that. So it's a big win. They're looking good for the World Cup, Scotland. Well done. Well done. Scott McTominay was playing as a centre-back. Yes, he was playing at a back 3. Yeah. 77,000 population, says Noob. There you go. Score predictions. I'm going to go England to win 5-0. Go 5-0, yeah. Corner to England. Headed away. But it is Sancho. Looking forward to seeing what Sancho can do in a game like this. France versus Spain is tomorrow night, MTZ. If you're looking for a watch-along for that, you'd be very disappointed. Tomorrow night. I don't know whether I'm doing a watch-along for it, but we are doing the United Stand at 7 o'clock, just in case people are going to watch it. So there you go. Second place in the groups gets a playoff, apparently. Okay, so, yeah, not looking good for qualification then. It's a World Cup 2020. I don't know why it says Watchalong Euro 2020 because it's not Euro 2020. But there's nothing we can do about it because if I take it down, it takes the whole lot. I used to do kickboxing but moved on to Taekwondo because I wasn't aggressive enough in fights. Didn't like hurting people better at Taekwondo anyway, says Sammy Gleave. Another cross coming in from a free kick from Ward Prowse, headed away by Andorra. Yeah, I'll go 5-0 in this one. What are you thinking about in the boxing anyway? I mean, I presume not everybody's a boxing fan, so you probably won't be... I say staying up. I'm not staying up. After this, I'll have a nice hot bath and probably watch an half-an-hour sitcom, get my head down, and then go to sleep. No, I'll get my head down for about 3 hours, and then I'll get up sort of just before 3 and go live, do the watch-along, and then go back to bed for another 3 or 4 hours. So basically just going to have a half time through my sleep, really, to watch the boxing. But... yeah, looking forward to it. Opinions on Young's... Oh, bye-bye, Steve. You're a racist, Steve. And the thing about that, Steve, is that you've spent £1.79 and... we'll report it with a screenshot. And if you've used your mummy's credit card or your daddy's credit card or whatever you've used, you'll get traced now for being a racist. So it's happened before. Don't know why you've bothered doing it, but you know, hopefully you will get into trouble for it because it's a little bit thick. Come on, England, says Diogans. He put 2 words together that when you say it together would be a racist term. So yeah. But, you know, obviously Steve isn't too bright because this happened before and the person got into big trouble for it because they have paid to make that chat. So it's very, very identifiable to go back to them. It's like the guy on social media who had a pop at Rashford, didn't he? And now he's been in massive trouble. Train says that he's going for a 5-0 win as well. Zingy's not happy with the camera angles. That goalkeeper for Andorra looks about as tall as Bilbo Baggins. He looks really small. He's probably 6 foot. I'm a Stoke City fan, says Eddie. Not having a bad season this year. Ball into the channel. Oh, he works hard there. I mean, I've not paid a massive amount of notice of Tammy Abraham, but I think that's a very good move for him to Roma, and it's a very astute signing by Jose Mourinho because if you look at what Inter have done with people like Ashley Young, what Roma did with Chris Smalling, it's very clear that whilst moving from the Serie A to the Premier League might not work, I think moving from Premier League to Serie A will work in most cases, because the Premier League is a quicker league. I don't know about the Basuma thing, BFD, so I can't really comment on it. I don't really know what he's accused of doing, so, I'd prefer not to speak. My garden's bigger than the pitch, says Luke. Mark, been a fan for a while now, love the content, but would you ever do an OnlyFans, says Christian. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. All up for a little banter, of course, and certainly going to need you at 3 o'clock in the morning. So if you are watching the fights, please do consider tuning in for the watch-along. I've put the link in the video description, because a little bit like the Super Bowl. I'm not one of these people. I've got no mates, so I can't do this back and forth with 3 or 4 people. I use my interaction is with the chat. So there you go. I'll be here, Mark, says Pedge. Thank you very much. Hi, Mark. How was your day? Says Jack. It's been a good day today. I mean, Solihull Moors with a late winner in the National League was nice. FIFA Career Mode went very well. If you didn't watch it, we'll have the highlights coming up for you over the next couple of days on this channel anyway. I'm relieved to say. Nice tea with the wife there about half an hour ago. Beautiful steak and ale, but it wasn't a pie. It was almost like, you ever had like stew and dumplings? The top was like a dumpling material, and then I had like sweet potato mash, lots of greens, broccoli and peas, bit of horseradish sauce. Lovely, lovely. So yeah, not had a bad Saturday actually. Done a few jobs around the house what I wouldn't normally do. I don't like the international break, but I must admit, when I get a Saturday like today, that would never happen if it was a footballing Saturday. So I suppose in some ways it's good. It's like the next Saturday of the next international break. That's when I always do my all-day stream for charity. So always the start. That always feels like it's the start of Christmas for me. Where do you think Mo Salah will go next, says Koo. I actually think he'll probably sign a new contract at Liverpool, but it's hard to say. Glad to see Peter Crouch has found a job as a cameraman after his retirement. Terrible angle, says Mark Dobby. Thanks for the super chat, Mark. And Messi or Lewandowski to win the Ballon d'Or. Well, we'll talk about that at half-time. We'll do the Ballon d'Or thing at half-time. I always like to have a good half-time conversation. When's your career mode, says Matt. Normally my career modes are on a weekday between sort of 3 and half 4. But on a weekend I tend to do it again around sort of 4 o'clock. I did it at 4 o'clock today. Monday there won't be a career mode though, because I can already know that I won't be doing that. But back Tuesday, might do one tomorrow. I've been a daily listener for about a year now. Thanks to you and the crew, Mark, for the quality entertainment, says Chris Rasmirez. Yeah, tomorrow just really depends how tired I'm going to be after this fight. I'm hoping that they're talking about it not actually starting till half 4, which is a long wait. But we'll see. Fury Wilder for prediction, says Zach. Did you see Fury talking at him, calling him a shithouse, and his trainer a shithouse? And he said the C word as well. He said your mother's C word. So he looks... I mean, I've got to admit, I don't like that sort of side of boxing when it gets a bit rude and abusive. But he looks focused, and I definitely want Fury to win. I think he will win. But the danger is that Wilder has got a really strong punch. Yeah, I am going to sleep before the fight, mate. Because the alternative with this is, I used to do it with United on tour. You know, when United are in America and they're kicking off at 3 or 4 in the morning, I'd always go to sleep first. Lovely ball over the top. Not a great control by Sancho. So yeah, the alternative is to go out and, have a few beers and stuff like that. But It's not very professional then. Oh, cross came in. Tabby Abraham and Saka were close to it, but didn't find the net. Farid, I like what you're saying. He says, I've got a weird feeling Wilder will do a madness. He's very overlooked for the fight. Yeah, I think he's dangerous, is the word I would use, because it's generally accepted that Fury's going to win, but you know, Wilder hasn't really got anything to lose, has he? I'm not talking about Fred, Maxi. I've seen you ask the same question loads of times. In fact, I'm going to put you on a timeout if you ask it again. This is That's Football on a night of a big boxing match where England are playing. Got no interest in talking about fucking Fred. I've spent enough time talking about fucking Fred for the last 2 months. Fuck Fred. I'm not interested in Fred. Like, if he starts playing well for United, I'll give him a bit of credit, but I ain't talking about Fred anymore. I'm bored of it. And that should have been a goal as well. Lovely ball by Foden, and Chilwell heads it wide. He should be scoring that. The smart money's on Deontay, says James R. Chilwell should have scored there. I'd have buried that. It's a lovely ball by Foden. He's right centre of the goal, just past the penalty spot. Gets no direction on the header. A player of that quality should be... he knows he should have done better there. The thing I always say about Fury, though, and I was saying this to Paul Ince when I was talking about it a couple of weeks ago. I said, I remember having a fight when I was about 13. And it was on the school bus home. And he was giving it the big un. And I couldn't back down. So I said, yeah, I'll have the fight. And I was more popular than him. So, you know, there's more to lose, really. And we had the fight, and lots of people, you know, turned up to watch. It wasn't a pay-per-view. It was literally in the local park. Everyone used to turn up for a fight then. Like, if there was a fight at school, you'd hear a fight, and you just leg to where it was. You didn't know anybody. You didn't know who was fighting. It could be a year below, 2 years up. You just wanted to watch a fight. And anyway, we had this fight, and he was like probably a little bit bigger than me, but you know, just slow. And I'm not pretending I was like Fury or anything like that. I was more like funny to watch than Fury. But he just was like, I kept fighting him, and I kept like getting him on the floor, and you know, most people would just give up, and he just wouldn't give up. And it got to a point where I was just like, I didn't really know what to do, because he just kept getting up, and then you'd put him down again, and it was almost like, I remember every time I hit him as well, it was hurting my hand. He had like a metal head. It wasn't a metal head person or anything like that. But although he did like Guns N' Roses, but it was just like he wouldn't. I couldn't. I mean, people will say he had a weak punch, but no, he was just one of those people who just wouldn't stay down. And that reminds me of Tyson Fury. I think Fury, you've got to actually knock him out proper serious to beat him, because he'll just keep getting up. He's just one of them. And that's why I think Fury will win, because I just think unless you catch him and knock him clean out cold, he's like the Undertaker, and he'll just keep getting up. England haven't scored yet after 15 minutes. To be fair, apart from crosses into the box, Andorra have been quite comfortable so far. Do I rate Foden, says James? Yeah, he's a very, very good player. We're very lucky to have him, actually, because he's a very continental-esque player. You could imagine him in a prime Spain team passing it around with Xavi and Iniesta. Mark, can you do a fruity stretch like you usually do, says Thomas? Well, I'm definitely not going to stand up and do it off a super chat. That's almost like having an OnlyFans. Matthew Potts says Foden's dictating the play. Yeah, he's the conductor in the attacking sense. But yeah, Southgate's definitely made a lot of changes. Quite clever what he's done, really. You know, England are not going to not beat Andorra, and even if it was 0-0 with 20 minutes, half an hour to go, you could bring on some of the heavy hitters. So it gives Southgate a chance to just play all the reserves, doesn't it? It's a good game for Lingard to play in as well, because I've noticed that with Lingard, he's obviously in the England setup. This has got to be a goal this time by Chilwell. And it is a goal by Chilwell. No, it's offside. Sancho into Chilwell, but he was offside from the ball over the top. Foden with the ball. I tell you what, I don't think he's offside, Sancho. I think he's timed it well. Nice little takedown. Passes it back to Chilwell, who passes it in. I don't think Sancho's off there. I really don't. But obviously you don't get VAR at this level. Oh no, there is VAR at this level. I think this might be a goal. What's your thoughts on Tom Garrett, says Callum? Don't necessarily know who you're talking about. Is he the one who shot Billy the Kid? No, that was Pat Garrett. I think this might be a goal. They're checking it on VAR. It was a tight one. I think the fact that they're checking it. Let's have a quick look. She's just stood there like that. Baggy bottom jeans, boots with the fur. It's a long check. Give the goal. If you're checking that long, give the goal. Come on. It's not clear and obvious. Give the goal. Chilwell are getting really excited. You won't be scoring many goals for England. Yep, goal. Chilwell's got it. It's a goal for England. As I said, if you're checking it for that long, you shouldn't have to wait that long for it. And lovely ball over the top by Foden. It looked to me like Sancho timed it right. He did. He takes it down. He lays it off to Chilwell. Very intelligent play. And Chilwell just bangs it in to make it 1-0 to England. So lovely takedown by Sancho. Sancho gets the assist. And Chilwell bangs it in. But don't forget the lovely ball over the top by Foden. It's certainly caught them out. Lovely. Andorra, is it even a country? I believe Andorra is in Spain. What's the other one that's in Italy? San Marino. It's basically the... If Spain was an animal and Andorra was an eye, it would be the smallest eye you've ever seen. It's basically that, isn't it? I'm pretty sure. It's between France and Spain, says Sam. So 20 minutes, 1 goal. Ollie's treatment of Van der Beek is worse than Jose's of Shaw, says Philip M. Thank you very much for that, Philip. Philip. Yeah, I was saying before, I think this is a really good game for people like Sancho and Lingard to play in, because it's like, it's a confidence booster, isn't it? Opinions on Germany, says Tex. What opinion? Like what? Oktoberfest? Havertz? Like what part of Germany do you want me to have an opinion on? Do you think McTominay would be good in a team outside the top 6? I think it's his honesty and work rate that endears him, to be honest. From anybody I've ever spoken to or listened to, it feels like it's that work rate that, does him favours. Love from Malta Mark, says Ladios. What do you think of Tammy Abraham under Jose, says Destruct? Yeah, get your questions in. It is Saturday night and this is going to be a very chilled out vibe, because it's not like England are going to be under any threat here. It's more about how many they can score. I can't remember what the last question was now. Oh, yeah, Roma. as I said, I think it's intelligent from Mourinho to go and buy a player that's, you know, hungry, who's got a point to prove from the Premier League and young. So I think it was a good move, and I think that he will probably end up coming back to the Premier League. I mean, how old is Tammy Abraham? Must be, what, 24, something like that? I think he'll probably end up coming back to the Premier League in a couple of years, and Roma will get their money back. We're talking about the Ballon d'Or, Robbo, at half-time. Hasnan says, that game today against Chelsea was very interesting, loved it. All I'll say is my FIFA career modes always have the occasional banger in that, you know, I'll watch that later tonight. I'll watch that back later tonight. Ward-Prowse is playing, yes. The midfield makeup is Ward-Prowse, Foden and Lingard. So Ward-Prowse is sitting and Foden and Lingard are pushing forward. And then a front three of Sancho, Saka and Abraham. I'm yawning already. Got to get some Zeds in before this fight tonight. I'm really excited about this fight tonight. I've got to say, I've got me headpiece ready as well. Super Bowl vibes. I'm Mark Goldbridge ringside for Fury against Wilder. He's hit him. He's bloody hit him. And again, he's trying to hit him all over. He's trying to hit him a lot. And now the other one's trying to hit him. Someone needs to break it up. Someone call the police. Someone's going to get hurt. He's hit him again. Oh, it's unbelievable violence. But no, I'm looking forward to it. And on this channel, I didn't. The thing is, I didn't know where to do it. I was like, obviously you can't do it on United Stand. Then I was thinking, shall I do it on Twitch? Then I was thinking, shall I do it on my Goldbridge channel that's got like driving with Goldbridge and cooking with Goldbridge? And then I thought, you know what? We do put FIFA stuff up on here. Let's put it on That's Football. There we go. Fury inside 6 rounds. You know what? I think it's such an unpredictable fight. I was saying this afternoon. For me, I think that if you're not interested in boxing, by the way, good chance there from Tammy Abraham. Again, should score. Heads it straight at the goalkeeper. He should bury that. It's a lovely cross in the box. And there's no power on it and there's no direction. He should do a lot better. But Wilder against Fury tonight, 3 a.m, sort of 4:30 a.m. it'll be punching off. But I think it'll be a great fight because I think it's... who's that? My dad's there warming up. My dad's warming up to come on. To think that Ramsdale went to Arsenal for millions but Johnson is still at West Brom, says Tom. Yep, could have been him. But yeah, I think it'll be a great fight for many reasons. If it's over in the first 2 rounds, then that's interesting because someone's got smashed. If it's over in the first 6 rounds, that's interesting because you've seen a bit of a fight, but someone's got knocked out or beaten. If it goes distance, it's going to be a very technical fight. I just think it's such a big fight. If it was over in the first round, it'd still be epic. So it's just very intriguing. Very intriguing. I fancy Fury round 6. But I don't know. Look at my dad's there again, warming up in the background. It does look like my dad. Your moments FC on FIFA, my husband would do better. Lucky you're still in a job. You're a glorified English Ollie, says Mrs. Deitch. Thanks for that. Hey Mark, did you see any of the Scotland game? No, Guitar Boy, I didn't. And hey Mark, having a debate with my friend, he thinks defending is easier than it was back in the day, but I think it's harder. What do you think? Says Sean. I'd say defending is harder now because I think you're right. In the olden days, and when I'm saying the olden days, I don't mean like after the war. I mean like the early days of the Premier League or maybe even 15 years ago. I think the game is a little bit quicker, but I also think attackers quite rightly are more protected. So as a defender, you could probably get away with more physically, which made your job easier. So it's definitely a harder game now than it was. And also, I think teams play better football consistently. You know, 15 years ago, your Brighton equivalent would not be knocking the ball around playing out from the back like they did. So I think that, yeah, there's definitely, that. Big Man says, is your dad bold? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. I've told this story many times before. Did you see Isaac's goal for Sweden today? Search it on Twitter if you haven't. One of the best goals I've seen, says Tyson. I'll have a look at that one, Tyson. I haven't seen that. But here's a corner for England. Ward-Prowse is on it. Headed away again. Edge of the box. Got to be worth a hit. No, Trippier's too slow onto that. But he finds a lovely ball into Tammy Abraham. First touch. Second touch. Another corner. Yeah, my dad's bowled. His brother's bowled. And his dad's bowled. Who is also my dad's dad, because they're brothers, full brothers, blood brothers, and yeah, it's. I've always liked my hair. And from the age of about 13, I thought I was on borrowed time with my hair. I even considered shaving it all off because I thought I'm going to have to get used to being bald, and then I never did. I never went bald, which is just. Miraculous, I would say, but yeah, my best man's bald as well. Although that's got nothing to do with why I'd go bald. You don't go bald because your mate's bald. Are you doing the Ashes this December? If so, which test are you doing? Says Oliver Smith. I'd never do a watch along for cricket. It's too long. I do like the Ashes and I will watch it, but I can't. I love the Boxing Day one. I love it on Christmas Day night when everyone's gone to bed, and I'll just put it's like midnight and they'll start the test. I like watching that, but no, I'd never do a watch along for it. So nearly half an hour gone, still 1-0 here. Sean says future boy with Goldbridge. Nah, his dad and his brother, they were sort of like heavily bowled by their late 20s, so I haven't got the same hair path as them. I mean, everyone thins as they get older, but mine's still very thick, and as I'm a lot older than my late 20s, so. Do I play FIFA Ultimate Team, says Archie? I do. I'm in Division 6, which I'm quite pleased about, because considering I lost a week where I hadn't realised my settings had been messed up, and I was playing with Legacy Defending and Analog Sprint off, it absolutely messed me up on my career mode and on my Ultimate Team mode. So since I've figured those two things out, I've started winning again. Do you wear a lot of gel? No, not really. I have to put a bit of gel in my hair because if I don't put any products in my hair, I hate it. It's just this very soft, no style rubbish, so I do have to use product. Played Pro Evo for about 2 hours because they had the official license I have for Euros. I hated it. I could not get my head around it. So my dad's coming on now. Here he is. Cheeky sod, Andorran, my arse. He's absolutely blagged this. He's absolutely blagged him. He is not Andorran. So I don't know what my dad's doing on there. And he shouldn't be playing football at 59. You know. It's just wrong. You could do a session of the Ashes which lasts 2 hours, says Oliver Smith. Nah, no one just wants a session. Can you do another fruity stretch, please, Mark, says Thomas. Thanks for the super chat. Are you a big gamer or is it just FIFA you play, says Oz. Got. No. Headed over the bar from Cody. I am doing a Fury watch along, Aaron. The link's in the video description. I'm very much looking forward to it. Matthew McCarthy, shout out from CJ. Thank you very much. Not going to do an F1 watch along tomorrow, am I? I'm going to be bloody resting up tomorrow. I'm going to be tired. That dad's younger than you, says MM. Well, you know what? As I say, age is just a number. Yeah, but even when I was in my mid-20s, you'd be like down the pub and get introduced by someone, oh, this is my mate from work. And they'd look about 45 and they were like 25. Some people just look old for their age. What's happened? Oh, it's gone there. What's my thoughts on the Newcastle taker, says one to Leon. Well, what's your thoughts on the Newcastle takeover? To be honest with you, I've seen so many people talking about it. Newcastle fans, other YouTubers, and it's a mixed bag, isn't it? There's a lot of bitterness out there. My personal opinion is, if it was your club, you wouldn't complain. So I wouldn't say best of luck to Newcastle, but I can empathise with them being excited. So, but Lord says it's disgusting and ruining the league. Oilcastle United, says Hodge. Newcastle will be the next. I don't know what that is. John Bright, I'm going to have a sleep before the fight. I'm not staying awake. Hate Baby Bell cheese, Dan Simpson. Absolutely hate it. I think with the Newcastle thing, it's interesting, isn't it? Because you get these Newcastle fans who believe that they are a bigger club than they actually are. As I say, people used to call him a sleeping giant. I call him a sleeping mouse. Like, your history is nothing, And I'm not being disrespectful to Newcastle. They're not a big club. They've got a big fan base, but they're not a big club in relation to Everton's got a bigger history. Villa's got a bigger history. So they're not even in the category of Everton or a Villa. Their fan base is big, but they're about to become a very big club, and it's a funny one because I don't begrudge them, because it could, Man City were plucked from nowhere. Why did Man City get the chance to become the biggest club in England? So why can't Newcastle get it? They've got as much right as anybody. I can understand people being a bit bitter and a bit jealous because it's not your club it's happening to Newcastle. It's like winning the lottery as a football fan, and I think challenges will come with that. I've spoken to a few sensible Man City fans, and they've said that, look, it's great what we've done, but it's always in the back of your head that it could have been. It's not in the back of your head that it's like it doesn't feel as good because it's you live in the dream, but it's in the back of your head that it could have been anybody. There's these owners that have bought Man City. It's not because they love Man City, that it could have been anyone. And it's the same with the Saudis buying Newcastle, isn't it? Maybe they wanted Man United or Arsenal, but they couldn't get them, so they went for Newcastle because it was cheap. I don't know. They're not born and bred Newcastle fans. They've just acquired a team. But the Newcastle fans will benefit from that. And, the Glazers are not born and bred Manchester United fans. They're businessmen. So who would I rather have? Owners who want to buy my club to make us the best club in the world, or owners who want to buy my club to, bleed it of money? So, as I've said before, I just think with football now, you better hope your team gets taken over by a billionaire that wants to spend money, because that's what's going to win titles from now on. I think there's a clear domination of Chelsea and Man City, and I think Newcastle will be joining that club soon. If this England team were in the Premier League, where do you think they would finish, says Tom. And takeover is good for United but bad for the league overall. With United, we aren't going to be able to just sit in the top four anymore. More so if Eck buys Arsenal, says Marcus Laird. This England team would be mid-table. And do you remember... Well, not mid-table. They'd probably be about anywhere between 7th and 12th. Do you remember the 05 Ashes? If so, what was your favourite moment? Mine's Edgbaston Test, says Oliver Smith. I'm not massively into cricket, Oliver. I think you're wasting your time talking to me about cricket. And you're also wasting your super chat. So I would say stop trying to romance about cricket with me, because I'm not... I watch the Ashes. I'm not massively into cricket. I'm very much a fair weather cricket fan. So 05 was good. That was the one with... I nearly said Fjortoft. No, he wouldn't be able to play with us. He was Dutch. Flintoff and Ashley Giles and all that lot. Harmison. But yeah, I'm not massively into cricket. Marcus says, what's your thoughts on Danish football? Doing very well at the moment. Topping your group as well. Very impressive in the Euros. Very good team. Yeah. Hopefully you'll have a good World Cup. Can you shout out my other friend, Reese Healy Marks, says CJ. There you go. He's the king of the shout outs tonight. But 37 minutes gone here. Still only 1-0 to England, actually. And Sancho, nice little overlay to Chilwell. Cross comes back, headed away. Back post Trippier, he may as well have a shot. Shot cross. Corner. Potter to Newcastle thoughts. I think it's great, says Anav. I've not heard any. I think that's the first thing Newcastle need to do ASAP. There's no point buying players if you're not got the manager that you're going to have. So, can Newcastle get top 4 this season? No, because they can't buy anybody till January. So, it's a difficult one for Newcastle to decide what to do because the takeovers happened at probably the wrong time. Good corner by Ward-Prowse. It was going in, but the keeper's palmed it away. Yeah, they can't. I mean, look, if they could buy players now, and they could conceivably, get into a race for Europe, but they can't buy players till January. By the time January comes, they will not be able to. They won't be able to close the gap on the top 4. So for me, Newcastle do need to buy players in January, but their new manager, they can probably keep Bruce until the end of the season if they want to. But the reality is it's not a good time to buy a club because there's not a lot you can really do. But I would advise them to get the manager that they want as soon as possible because ultimately, if you go and start buying players and then a new manager comes in and says, well, you've spent 40 million quid on this player, I wouldn't really want him. Can you give out a shout out to my boss, Sean, says Chris Wood. There we go. And hi, Mark. Who do you think is the most underrated player in the Prem? I think Ferran Torres is very underrated, says Ben Thornton. I don't agree with you on Ferran Torres. I'm trying to think of an alternative, though. I used to say Kovacic. I do rate Kovacic. I think he's quite underrated. I think Jordan Henderson at Liverpool's underrated. I think Salah's underrated in a certain sense because he's one of the best players in the world and doesn't get mentioned in that sentence enough for me. What do you think about Finnish football? Says Bot. I think it's finished. And Matip's a good shout as well. King Ryan. WWE Watchalong, no chance. Not doing that again. Bloody hell. What was the Watchalong I did? Was it WrestleMania? Back in April. Goal! Lovely goal. What a goal by Saka that is. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely lovely finish with the left foot. Absolutely fantastic. Lovely hit. He smashes it in. I want to see the ball again. Who hits the ball? Foden again. Lovely ball by Foden and lovely hit by Saka. Just a delightful goal. But Foden's pulling the... Let's have a look. Properties 2-0. Yeah, we're going to talk about the Ballon d'Or in the half-time break. Wilder or Fury tonight, Mark, says Dan. Tonight, Dan. Tonight, I'm going to go with Fury. Tonight. Yeah, there's a watch along, Chris. I've dropped the link in the video description. Lovely thumbnail. I predicted 5-0, so it looks like it's going to be half-time 2-0. Foden, absolutely fantastic tonight, by the way. Deserves a tweet, actually. Bit of something going on here. Look. Watch out, John Stones. There might be a class gap in skill, but there won't be a class gap in having a scrap. So, Couple of yellow cards coming out here. She's not happy. Yellow card. It's an odd one how people get so sort of turn it into such a big conversation having a female referee or a female linesman or a female commentator. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't really see the issue, really. Either way, I don't really see the issue. And what I mean by that is I don't really see if it's an issue if there's no women doing it, and I don't really see an issue if there are women doing it. And what I mean by that is I don't see what the problem is. Like, why is there a problem if you have a female linesman or you don't? It's not like they watch the game any different or they don't know the rules any different. Lots of positivity in the chat for the referee, actually. How do the financial fair play rules work for the Newcastle deal? How do they increase the income to raise their spending? Or is financial fair play easy to avoid, says David. I don't think anybody really understands about financial fair play anymore, David, but apparently my understanding is that it basically means that you can't spend more than you make. But plenty of clubs seem to have found a way around that. No chance Ollie lets any players go to Newcastle. He hates to let anyone go. I heard he's on the new season of Hoarders Next Door, says Mark Dobby. It's a Saturday night. Why aren't you out with the family, says Zooted. Absolutely none of your business, mate. Why are you sat on a super chat? Weird. Everybody has a different life, mate. I was out all day yesterday with the wife watching James Bond and at Wagamama's. It was fantastic. Hi Mark, can you shout out? No, I'm not going to do that. John, you're thick. You're not going to catch me out with things like that. I've got to get up very early in the morning. Mark, can we have a sign along during the boxing game? Just sing along, Agadoo. Can we have a sing-along just like we did for the Super Bowl? Oh, the Super Bowl watch-along is one of my favourites. I can't believe it actually happened this year. I loved the Super Bowl watch-along. It was great. I'm definitely doing one again in February. But, yeah, we did a WrestleMania watch-along with Paddy Power, and I think it was in April. And it was weird because I suppose this year has felt very long because we were still in lockdowns then, weren't we? And obviously it was a lockdown WrestleMania. It was just very weird. Anyone know why Manchester United are so bad, says Jack. And Mark, would and Tarkovsky beat Fury in a boxing match? I know who Dyche has put his money on, says Ben Thornton. And Mark, who would be your top 3 best foreign players ever in the Premier League, says Liam G. Oh, you know, I like those questions, but I don't. Wait a minute, see what happens here. Sancho's got 3 players on him. You can't. The sort of question you can't just do it off the top of your head. Like I'd need a good 20 minutes to sort of narrow it down. I mean, look, I'm always going to be biased towards Man United as well. So another yellow card here for the foul on Sancho. She's booked Sancho as well. Very strict. Oliver says, have you watched James Bond yet? Yeah, went to watch it yesterday. Who would be... Okay, we've done that one as well. I've not watched Squid Game, so your conversation's wasted on me. So it looks like it's going to be 2-0 on paper. Well, it is. Ref is very trigger happy, says C3. I just think basically not taking any shit. Basically, not going to take any shit. Even though it's not really been that sort of a game, has it? Let's be honest. It's not been a game that's been full of bad tackles or temper temper moments, so it's just not been that sort of a game. Tonight. Mark, USA fan, would you do a football watch-along for Jets and Falcons tomorrow in London and a Super Bowl watch-along? All the best, says Jack. I'd definitely do a Super Bowl watch-along, but I don't think I'd do other games. Mark, the Newcastle openers have too much money for financial fair play. Can just bribe them, says Alex. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to keep an eye on it, because there was a very good comment on Sky a couple of days ago that said that Newcastle's shirt sponsor pays them $6 million. What's the betting they find a shirt sponsor that's going to pay them $60 million, that's got connections with Saudi Arabia? And that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Scooby-Doo, he scored today. Ollie and his pals are probably going to get hard over that tonight, says my big melons. And why does Sancho, Foden and Bellingham go to England but not Greenwood? I think it's a bit patronising, to be honest. Why does Sancho, Foden and Bellingham go to England but not Greenwood? I think it's a bit patronising, says Ash G. Well, apparently, Ash, there's been a conversation between Ollie and the Southgate about it. So, England getting a bit anxious here about some of the fouls that have happened. Who should win the Ballon d'Or? Join in the half-time chat. Tonight on Love Island. So, yeah, England 2-0 up at the moment. I mean, it's a case of how many, isn't it? It's not a case of whether England will win, it's a case of how many. Hi, Mark. You think financial fair play should be replaced with a salary cap, says Reverse Clouds? Well, I don't agree with salary caps, to be honest with you. At the end of the day, if there's a lot of money in football, then surely footballers should earn that money. Big up, Mark, as someone who is a mental health advocate. Is that another reason you like Fury? He's so open with it and inspiring, says AS. You know what? I think that is... I think Tyson Fury is probably one of the better voices on mental health, because I think that he adheres to the... Very much so. There's no, my fart smell. If you heard his interview ahead of the game tonight, he was calling Wilder and his coach a shithouse. He was saying things about Wilder's mum, which is very, very antagonistic and aggressive. And people would say, well, you can't moan about your own mental health when you're saying things like that about people. I tell you what, get a new rule book. Like, this is the whole thing about it. You know, I've had this said to me before. Like, you know, you talk about mental health, but then you've said things about other people. Well, hold on a minute. Is that not real life? That we all have our own contradictions. Doesn't mean that Tyson Fury doesn't suffer with mental health just because he has a go at somebody. You know, nobody's meant to walk around living as a saint. So I think mental health and Tyson Fury is quite an interesting topic, because, you know, he has made mistakes, and I think he does make mistakes, but, you know, it doesn't mean that he doesn't suffer with it. So, you know, I think we live in a society at the moment where people, you know, you can't say you've got mental health because people will go and check your tweets and say, well, you said this about somebody, so how can you want a sympathy vote for mental health, but you've said this about somebody else? You might have really damaged their mental health. I don't think anybody wants a sympathy vote. I think people just being open about the fact that they struggle, and I think that's all you want, honestly, isn't it? You know, I don't pretend that my farts don't smell. You think Manchester United should do what Chelsea did by sacking Lampard when he built a team and couldn't win with the players who later won the Champions League? I'm not talking about United, GWO. We're talking about England. United stand, there's plenty enough to talk about on there in relation to Manchester United. So I don't think people want to talk about Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's going to be the manager next week, and then let's see what happens from there. But look, let's talk about the Ballon d'Or. Ballon d'Or nominations are absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible this year. I mean, I'm just going to check the list now. There's bloody loads of them. And I think I'm on it. Because the shortlist is not short. It's a 30-man shortlist, which just is ridiculous. To have 30 people in a shortlist for something like that is just crazy. Bruno Fernandes is in there. Absolutely no chance is he a Ballon d'Or winner. Modric, Foden. Good players, but they're not Ballon d'Or contenders. I don't know why they can't just have it down to 5. For me, I've got to be honest. I think the one person who should win it is Lewandowski. But I wouldn't be surprised if Messi wins it again. And I find that quite disappointing because, why can't Ronaldo win it then? Because Ronaldo scored loads of goals for Juventus. But Juventus didn't win the league. They didn't have a good season. But I think Ronaldo was top scorer in Serie A. Barcelona had a crap season. Messi scored a lot of goals. Should it not be based on success? Or are we just going to pick Ballon d'Or winners because Ronaldo and Messi are the best 2 players in the world? I just think that Lewandowski should have won it in 2020, and last season, alright, they didn't do well in the Champions League, but he missed the games in the Champions League, didn't he, when they got knocked out to PSG? They still won the domestic league and he scored a load of goals. So to me, I think that Lewandowski probably deserves it. Seb for Ballon d'Or, says Reverse Clouds. Thank you, I'm sure he'd be chuffed. But I want to read what other people are saying. Jesse says it should go to the person who had the best individual season. Giovanni says Lewandowski should have won it in 2020 and deserves it in 2021 as well. If it's based on success, Jorginho should win it. Look, Jorginho's a nice outside bet, and I don't mind saying that, I wouldn't be bothered if Jorginho won it, but there's something that doesn't sit right with me there. So Leo single-handedly won Copa America in Copa del Rey, says Bobby. I don't know what limitations the Ballon d'Or has. Is the Ballon d'Or just to do with European football though? I don't know about that one. I think Messi will end up winning it because it's just the easy thing to do. We see this in England all the time. De Bruyne never should have won Player of the Year last year, and he did. I don't know how De Bruyne won Player of the Year. He wasn't even the Player of the Year for Man City, but he won Ballon. Players, they voted for him. And this is, he was voted for by his peers. Like, Kevin De Bruyne got more votes than any other player from players. But to me, that's just probably, footballer gets an email from his agent, you've got to vote for Player of the Year. I'm busy playing FIFA. Just vote for somebody. Well, De Bruyne. Not a lot of thoughts gone into that process. And I think with Messi, I just don't think. I think Lewandowski deserves it. And maybe you're looking for a little bit of justice, but I think I would almost say for this 2021 Ballon d'Or, they should take into account 2020 because we didn't get a 2020 Ballon d'Or. So I would look at it over the last 2 years, in which case Lewandowski's case is even stronger. But I do believe Messi will win it because I think it's same with Ronaldo, isn't it? If they have a half decent season, they're going to win it. Mark, can you do an AFL watch along? Says Alistair S. I'll do the Super Bowl, not doing anything else. Mark, you're my favourite YouTuber ever, says Mac. Thank you very much. Such a shame Lewandowski will never win the top individual prize in football. Why would it not feel right if Jorginho won it? Because he didn't score assists. Genuine question, says Luca. I just don't. I like Jorginho. I'd love to have a player like that at Manchester United, but I just don't feel he's a worthy Ballon d'Or winner. Because I think people are basing it on the fact that he won the Champions League and he won the Euros. And he was a fundamental part in that, but I don't feel that Jorginho Ballon d'Or winners quite right. I wouldn't put him in that level of a player. You know, I could understand Kante. I could understand, obviously, Messi, Lewandowski. I just don't feel Jorginho should win it. And that, I suppose, ultimately, I just don't put him in that echelon of player. I don't think he's one of the world's best players, basically. I think he's a fantastic player, and I think he's had a fantastic year. But I don't think if he won the Ballon d'Or, I'd go, wow, he's one of the best players in the world. I think he's fantastic, but I wouldn't put him as a Ballon d'Or winner. If Bruno was to win, Twitter would blow up, says Alex G. Bruno's got absolutely no chance. Absolutely no chance at all. People saying Jorginho should win it when Emerson won the same stuff, says Kartik. And no CDM has ever won it. Well, a CDM should win it. There should be players that are capable of doing that as a CDM. Phil Foden as a future Ballon d'Or winner. Definitely got a chance, Mikey. Fantastic player. Benzema. Look, I think Lewandowski or Messi is going to win it, and I think Lewandowski should win it. But I definitely feel that it will go to Messi because, as I said, we've had this happen in the Premier League with De Bruyne. I cannot understand why De Bruyne won the Premier League Player of the Year last year. He wasn't the Player of the Year, but I think sometimes the lazy option is the easy option, isn't it? So I think that Messi will end up winning it, to be fair. Matic says Messi had more dribbles, more assists and pretty much better stats in everything than Lever, except for goals. Lever had one more and both won trophies, says Matic. Mate, you're making a case for somebody who's probably going to win it. We're having a chat about who we think should win it. I couldn't give a shit about your stats. I couldn't give a shit about your goals. I think Lewandowski deserves to win the Ballon d'Or. Nothing's going to change my mind on that. But I think Messi will win it, so you can sleep easy. It's about opinion, isn't it? I think Messi will win it, but I think Lewandowski should win it. But you know, I don't think he will. I think it will go to Messi. I haven't seen Ted Lasso. Stop spamming the bloody chat. I'm just going to put chat to 60 seconds in a minute because I'm not going to answer your shit questions about Ted Lasso. I know a lot of people watch it. Never watched it. Probably not going to ever watch it. Are you doing Fury versus Wilder 3? Says Hungry. Yes, I am. I'm going to get myself some sleep after this. I'm going to be up for 3 o'clock to watch Fury versus Wilder. Looking forward to it. Links in the video description, I think. Let's have a quick look. Thumbnail looks elite. Big shout out to Drawty. There it is. Wilder versus Fury 3. 34 people waiting already. I'm going to send them a little chat. Yeah, I'm very excited for this fight. Very excited about it. Nervous, yes. Don't want Wilder to win, but know that he's more than capable of doing it. So, yeah, very, 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 very excited though. Super chat coming here from Scarecrow. He says Ballon d'Or given by French outlet, Messi at PSG. Easy decision. Yeah. Look, there's no doubting he's a candidate that, you know, could win it, and I think it is between Messi and Lewandowski. And in that conversation, it will go to Lionel Messi, won't it? Which could work in United's favour because it might piss Ronaldo off a bit. But Ronaldo's chances of winning Ballon d'Or at Manchester United under the current coaching system are next to none. You know, you're not going to score many goals in this current United side, and therefore you're not going to be doing what Lewandowski and Messi are doing for the next year or so, which is banging goals in, and Haaland. Estefanos says, why did Ronaldo win Player of the Month topping Salah? Because I think a proportion of that vote system is voting, isn't it? And, you know, again, look, that's a United player winning Player of the Month. Ronaldo never should have won Player of the Month. Ronaldo wasn't even Man United's Player of the Month. David De Gea was. So for him to win Premier League Player of the Month is just hilarious. It just shows you how the bias can happen. Hi Mark, why do you think that stats don't matter for Ballon d'Or, especially assists, chances created, dribbles and goals, says Anabav. Anabav, stop second guessing somebody's opinion and grow up. basically. What you're trying to do is you're trying to dissect my opinion to make me change my mind. Never going to happen. I think Lewandowski should win the Ballon d'Or. Never going to change my mind. So you delving into my psyche about why assists don't matter, why this, that, why like that, I base it on my eyes. Messi's a better footballer than Lewandowski, 100%. There's a lot of better footballers than Lewandowski. But over the last 18 months, 2 years, I think Lewandowski deserves to win the Ballon d'Or. I think he deserves to go down as a Ballon d'Or winner. And I think he deserves it. And if you don't, welcome to the world of people having different opinions. But don't start dissecting people's opinions when they're very happy with their decision. I think Lewandowski should win the Ballon d'Or. I think Messi will win it. Deal with it. Your halftime chat is better than than ITV. Yeah, but that's because who's going to talk about Andorra against England? You know, ITV have to talk about Andorra versus England, basically, don't they? We don't, because it's a shit game. Anyway, players are coming out for the second half. Southgate apparently has not been happy about some of the tackles. I'm not happy about some of the football, mate. I still have to bloody watch it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the boxing. You can tune in tonight, or early hours of the morning. I don't like to call it early hours of the morning. I like to call it tonight, because I'm going to go to bed after it. Come on, let's kick off the second half. Please subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. If you want your notification for the Wilder fight, you will subscribe and you should get a notification. If not, just make sure you're tuning in from 3 a.m. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Lots of watch-alongs on the channel. We will be doing England against Hungary on Tuesday night. I might do France-Belgium tomorrow night. I'm not convinced 100% I'm going to do that yet, though. But we'll see how tired I am after this fight tonight. But definitely going to do England versus Hungary. Obviously, my FIFA career mode highlights go up on here as well. And topical videos as well. So I think this is actually a grass pitch, isn't it? Because there's a lot of sliding for a 4G pitch. It's hard to tell. It looks like a 4G pitch to me, but they are sliding around a lot on it. I tell you what, you don't want to be sliding on one of these 4G pitches. I slid on one about 2 years ago, and I've still got the red mark now on my knee. It is 4G, says Dylan. It's grass mark, says Chris. It's Astro pitch, says Andy. It's defo 4G. It looks 4G to me, but for a 4G pitch, I'm very surprised how they're sliding into tackles. It will take your skin off. I do wonder why they have these 4G pitches though. Especially when it's down in Spain and France. You know, it's not like it's... I remember Ollie saying that when he played in Norway, there's a lot of 4G pitches because obviously you get a lot of bad weather, so it means that you can always play. But Andorra's not really that up north, is he? My score prediction was 5-0 like yours, Snuggles. So... it's 5G, says Kelly. Burn it. You definitely won't be doing France-Belgium, says Scott Keller. Nah, we'll see. We'll see. I've got to do United stand on tomorrow night as well, so... it's a carpet, says Dast. My dad's playing at centre-back in a back five. I don't think Andorra have even had a corner yet. Well, they've just had a header. Sam Johnston has the ball. That's probably all he's going to do this game. Throw it out to Sancho. Ronaldo's just scored for Portugal. Sue! Sue! That's I actually am saying the second time I did say C, but you do it like this. C, C, C. That is C, but it sounds like Sue. It's just a deep sea, like the Atlantic. The Nations League is a crap tournament, Himanshu. It really is. I don't know why. I don't know why they invented it. Here's Sancho in the box. Gets the shot off straight at keeper. Will Newcastle take United's top 4 spot, says A. Williams. Well, I do think Newcastle will be a contender for top 4. It's like running a family business convenience store, isn't it? And across the road they get planning permission for a Tesco superstore. It's going to take them a couple of years to build that superstore, but once it's built, you're going out of business. And I think that Newcastle are not going to take anybody's top 4 spot for the next 2 seasons, but any time from the next 3, 4, 5 seasons they are. And once they've got it, they won't give it up. So if Man City and Chelsea are going nowhere and Newcastle are going to join the party, that's 3 out of 4 spots gone. Liverpool, Man United, okay, but what? There could be another Newcastle. Another billionaire could buy Arsenal or Spurs, in which case those clubs are going to benefit, aren't they? I mean, look, Daniel Levy loves Spurs and, definitely does love Spurs and wants the best for Spurs, but the best for Spurs, if a billionaire comes in, is sell them. You can't run a football club as a business anymore and just say, look, we're a responsible club. You're a responsible club because you're making money out of the club. Let a billionaire take it over. Simples. Dello with the assist, says Jamie Brennan. It is an artificial pitch, says Harry Wright. France are not playing Belgium, Scott. No, they're playing Spain. It is Qatar, but Dello looks brilliant tonight, says Sean Miller. Yeah, you can't write somebody off after just one game. I know he didn't play particularly well in that one game, but it's quite time. How many goals is Maguire's out for 9 weeks? Where have you heard that from, Sarojit? Arsenal are desperate to get taken over by a billionaire, and who can blame them? I think fans need to not fall for the bullshit anymore. We have it at United where it's all about responsible ownership, but it's only responsible because your owners want to make money out of the club, so they hide behind responsible ownership. They will increase the number of Premier League clubs in the Champions League, says AB. Yeah, well, the Champions League's going to get reformed anyway, isn't it, really? I believe the Super League will come back anyway. The one thing that I'm so happy the Super League didn't happen, but if the Super League had happened, that was going to make a lot of money for Liverpool, Real Madrid, Manchester United. And, Newcastle wouldn't have been part of that. Chilwell forward again. He's no good with his head. Funny player, Chilwell. I don't think he's a £50 million left back. I think there's lots of good things to his game, but I also think he's got some big weak spots. Sleepy Bridge. I am. You know why I'm tired? It's because I know I've got to get up early tomorrow, so I'm starting to think I want to go to bed. Yeah, I apologise for my mood at the start of the stream tonight for the watch-along. Not this one, for the Wilder Fury one. I think I'll be a right moody arsehole for the first 20 minutes as I adjust to doing a watch-along. So, yeah. Daniel Levy doesn't own Spurs. Really? I didn't even know that. I always thought he did. Stay up and have a few beers. That'll be the worst thing to do, Lee Hughes. Oh, I've got my old Sneak Energy stuff. If you check my Instagram stuff, down, 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 down. Dun 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 ding 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 dun 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 dun. Yeah, I got my Sneak Energy. Check me out at Goldbridge Mark on Insta. Yeah, you know what you saying, man? What you saying, bro? In it. And yeah, I've got all my stuff from Sneak. So good timing, because I will be getting up just before 3 o'clock and I'll be having a good pint of some Sneak Energy drink to get some energy. We'll see if it works. So yeah, looking good. No, the cap's not going to give me energy. The product is. Actually, I don't look bad in this cap. I'm not really a cap person. But Tammy Abraham with the shot, not very good. DT wannabe. Not heard from him in ages, actually. He's not done any content, has he? I think he's taken a break. Like Arsenal, taking a break from winning trophies. We won a trophy more recently than you! I'll even answer it for him. Could Haaland be Newcastle's Aguero? Maybe. Maybe. Who's this Poundland Jack Grealish? Rebez. Should be sent off for that. Check that on VAR. Should get a red for that. He's thrown a punch in Chilwell's boob. Check it on VAR. Check it on VAR. No, look. Reality is, of course, Arsenal did win the FA Cup in the last 3 years under Arteta. But just because you've won a trophy doesn't mean that you're in a better position. The reality is, Man United are in a much better position than Arsenal. We've got a much bigger chance of winning trophies than you have. Proper trophies. I mean, the FA Cup, Wigan won that. But having said that, I've got to say, I'm a bit worried about Arsenal. They're a lot closer to United than they should be, and Arteta, to me, is starting to build a team in his own vision. So, I'll take my hat off now. Poundland, Wigan, by the sea. You're a Poundland, Wigan, by the sea. Oh, Brighton were getting bantered today on my stream. I actually like Brighton, but I needed to beat them, so I was getting in their head. Poundland, Wigan, by the sea. Oh, Tammy! Timo Abraham. Timmy Abraham. Sancho with the cross, and it should be an assist. How does he miss? I think it would have been offside from Sancho anyway, but Do you watch the Rugby League Grand Final, Mark? Says Papa. No, I don't. I hate Rugby League. I don't mind Rugby Union. Zubby says, would you ever have Ty on driving with Goldbridge? I don't know whether I'm doing any more driving with Goldbridge, to be honest. I've really enjoyed the series, but it's a lot of, you know what? It's a lot of work. It's a lot of production for... It's just a project I'm very happy with, that I can look back on and go, I enjoyed that. Wigan won the FA Cup but got relegated to Scott. Where are Wigan now? What league are they in? Chris Wood banging them in for New Zealand against Curacao. says Mark Peralez. That's a bit of a commute, isn't it? Go and play for New Zealand. You think Martial will go to Newcastle in January? Says Ezo. We've had nearly 15 minutes of the second half already here. No, I wouldn't be surprised if Martial didn't go to Newcastle. I think it makes a lot of sense. Tammy Abraham gets his goal. At last, it's 3-0. That cross in front of the keeper, and he gets his goal for England. He'll be happy with that. Be interesting to see with Calvert-Lewin back whether he gets into the England squad or not. Tammy Abraham. But he's definitely onside this time. My dad's played him onside. He's invented the new Phil Jones line of offside where he stood on his own, playing everybody on. Good movement by Tammy Abraham and just studs it in. Keeper can't do anything. That's my dad's fault, I'm afraid. Sancho with 2 assists. Yeah, Sancho assist again. Need some inspiration for breakfast, Mark, says Mark. Well, I like a proper breakfast, I do. I'll tell you who's been quite quiet. Lingard. I'm really surprised Lingard's not scored. He's had a very, very quiet game, hasn't he? What a win for my nation of Scotland. McTominay with the winner, says Joseph. And John Stones is coming off here. And is it Tamori coming on? It is. Nice to see him in the England squad, by the way. I like Tamori. I think he's, again, like Tammy Abraham, very interesting career choice to go and play in Italy. And I like him, and I think he's another player that will end up coming back to the Premier League at a higher level. Oh, here we go. Lingard's heard me. He's on a run now. Plays it into Sancho. My dad's... Oh, he's past my dad. Oh, my dad's gone down. He's not... He's fainted. He's just... Oh, he shouldn't be playing. He shouldn't be playing at his age, Dad. He's had enough. He's had enough. Look at this. Just... That's like... He's just give up. I feel like crying for him. I've told him he shouldn't be playing. Look, his hamstring's gone. You saw the grimace. You saw it actually snap. No, he's all right, really. Dad, don't be a hero, Dad. I think they're going to make the sub. It's coming off. Now pack it in. No more of this bloody hero stuff playing at your age. I don't want to see you playing again for Andorra. Sancho's just ended him. Sancho's just ended my dad. Yeah, he's coming off now. He's got half the pitch on his forehead as well. He absolutely face planted. Austin says, "What if it really was your dad?" I mean, for all I know, it could be. I've just been texting him. He's not replying. Might as well call out a hat-trick of assists for Sancho, says Will. I like it. I like it. Yeah, just a reminder. I'm doing the watch-along tonight for Wilder versus Fury. I can't wait for this fight. You know, I just wish it wasn't at 4 o'clock in the morning. I wish it was like the AJ fight was the perfect time, wasn't it? But it's going to be really interesting. What's going on here now? He's causing trouble, this Poundland. He's not even a Poundland Jack Grealish. He's sort of like... He looks like Grealish and Milinkovic-Savic have basically merged into two. I nearly said something else there, but that wouldn't work because they couldn't get pregnant anyway. They'd just be wasting their time. But yeah, he does look like a cross between Jack Grealish and Milinkovic-Savic. Remez, is it? I think I tell you what, I think I could score against Andorra. Sancho's coming home hot. I mean, look, he is playing it. The equivalent of Andorra, Solihull Moors would beat Andorra. Like, they would. I think #United would beat Andorra. I'm not being disrespectful. I think they would. I don't know how low you'd have to go to beat Andorra. Like, you know, I don't think there's many teams they would beat. #United would probably beat Andorra. They're crap, man. These lot play for a country that's got a population of 70,000 and most of them are like builders. Like Bob the Builder. They've got Bob the Builder, Postman Pat, Fireman Sam. Bob the Builder, can we fix it? Yes, we can. But I've got to play against England first. My dog Rex passed yesterday. Your streams really helped me going. Thanks, Mark, says Ronald. Rest in peace to Rex. Come on, Lingard. You've got to get your goal. First goal was scored by Chilwell. Foden with 1 assist. Sancho with 2. Sancho offside. I mean, interestingly enough, Sancho's playing off the left tonight, isn't he? Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. You're very welcome for joining us tonight. Tonight! How are you watching the Fury fight? I've paid my 25 quid. Can't be arsed with streams and shit like that. Pay your money and take your chance. You know. Right. Oh, she's sprinting over here. I like this ref. He's going to get sent off, he is. Definitely going to get sent off. Yeah, he should get a second yellow for that. Get him off. He's disgusting. Look, he's looking right at the player. He's jumped straight into Cody. There's no attempt to get the ball. He's already on a yellow card. Rebez. You pound land Milinkovic-Savic and Grealish. He just wants to get sent off. He's already on a yellow card. Send him off. We're 80 subscribers away from 551,000, by the way. So please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Your dad's got the ice on. Mine's a vodka. Should have sent him off there, really. Win a corner. Yes! Andorra have won a corner. That's like a goal. That is like a goal for them. I've been a referee before. Been a linesman loads. I hate it. You got to give some credit to these England fans, though, who go and watch England play against shit like this. I mean, it's just a way of life, and it's like the Barmy Army in cricket. Andorra with a corner. Bet he doesn't beat the first man. Oh, it's not a bad corner, but it's headed away. Knocks it back in. Ward-Prowse. Chilwell. Goal kick. Ryan says, do you think Sancho getting 2 assists will give him some confidence? Well, I think any decent performance gives you confidence. But, of course, you know, Sancho's done it in the Champions League. He's done it in the Bundesliga. He knows his ability is there to go and win. I mean, look at all those flats overlooking England against Andorra. And look at how many lights are on. That's how interested they are in their football. Like, there's about 100 flats overlooking this game with a really good view. And nobody can be bloody arsed to watch it. Why does everyone's dog or pets always pass away on this channel? By the way, rest in peace, Rex, says my big burnt melons. I think statistically, there's probably a dog dying every minute. And I don't know whether this show is linked to dead dogs. I don't know whether it's something about my voice or something that it just sort of, you know, unlike Dr. Dolittle, who heals animals, my voice does something to dogs that sends them over the edge. We do seem to get a lot of dead dog messages in the chat, but you know, if there's any scientific experiment that my voice is making dogs depressed, then maybe, you know, like on bonfire night they say, you know, keep your dogs inside and try and not have any fireworks to scare them. Maybe if Goldbridge is doing a stream and you've got a dog, put it in another room. I actually quite like dogs, the animals. Ty says he enjoys dogging, which is something completely different. Grealish is coming on. England-Hungary on Tuesday night. We'll be doing a watch-along for that. Be a more difficult game. I tell you what, I bet Harry Kane would like to come on and get a goal. Ladios says he doesn't like dogs, but he enjoys the position. Oh, doggy. What's your prediction between Spain and France and Italy, Germany? Says Mikael Oscar. Oh, is this the Nation League's 3rd place bullshit? I mean, what's that all about? Zubby says, you lot talk a lot of smack about Andorra when you lot have the same amount of trophies as them in the 50 years. I can't believe you spent $5 to make that point, Zubby. I mean, it's a childish comment. Like, realistically, that's really childish. So you're basically saying that Andorra and England are the same because they've won the same amount of trophies in the last 50 years. It's weird. Just a bit. You just come across as a bit bitter, to be honest. My dog sees dead dogs, says Gordon. I can't believe the amount of people saying he's got a point, to be fair. The point is absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So, like, you know, before you start sticking up for an idiot, actually think about what you're doing, because you're just exposing yourself as bitter as well. How can you compare England and Andorra? That's basically what he's doing. Oh, England haven't won a trophy and neither have Andorra. So, we have won a trophy, actually. We won the Umbro Cup in '95. I remember it well. But the point he's making is just ridiculous. Andorra and England are not on level standards at all. Of course they're not. We shouldn't even have to play Andorra. My problem with Andorra and San Marino and every other shit small country is that they shouldn't even be allowed to play England. Like, there should be a tier system. Manchester United don't get to play Solihull Moors unless it's in the bloody FA Cup and they've done well enough to get that deep into it. Why are Andorra and San Marino and all these other waste of time countries getting to play England or France or Germany or anyone like that? The international break is a bloody inconvenience as it is. If we didn't have to play Andorra and bloody San Marino, then we could have got rid of one of these 3 irrelevant, stupid international breaks. Lingard's off for Mount. I'm surprised with Jesse. Very quiet game for Jesse tonight, actually. Very quiet game. It's not elitist, it's a waste of time. An absolute waste of time. And again, it's all about opinion, but I prefer domestic football to international football. I hate the international break. It's a bloody waste of time. Now, if England are going to be playing decent teams in an international break, that's absolutely fine. But look at the FA Cup. Do Manchester United or Manchester City get drawn in the first round of the FA Cup and have to play Kings Lynn or someone like that? No, they don't. They don't. Manchester United and Arsenal and everyone else come into it in the third round. There should be that sort of a system in place for the World Cup qualifiers and the Euro qualifiers. The big teams shouldn't have to waste their time putting out reserves against a team like this. It's just a total waste of time, this is. It's a total waste of time. They get nothing from it. They just park the bus. We get nothing from it. They get more from training. It's stupid. Absolutely stupid. I'm not a Tory. I'm from a working class background. So, you can swivel on that for a start, making it about politics. This is a waste of time. I've said it so many times. I get fed up of I don't like the international break anyway. And I get fed up of having to watch England play against Andorra, San Marino, Liechtenstein, Luxembourg. I'll draw the line at probably top 100. You shouldn't have to play anyone outside the top 100. Only 32 teams go to the Euros or the World Cup. So why are we having to play teams that are like 290 in the world? Paul says, I think you should stop reading super chats about people having dead dogs or stuff like that. People take it as an opportunity to lie for sympathy. I think you might be reading that a little bit deep, Paul. I think people are probably just doing it for a laugh. Favourite movie, Habib? I tell you what, I've got to admit, I've got to say this. Went to the cinema yesterday. Oh, God. Something you missed from COVID that you didn't realise how much you enjoyed it? I was sat there in the cinema yesterday and had a massive grin on my face. And that's not because I was sat next to Mrs. Goldbridge and she was doing anything like naughty. I was just really happy to be in the cinema, watching it on the big screen, the atmosphere, a big bag of popcorn and a drink, and I just loved it. I even enjoyed the pre-match. The pre-film trailers. I just enjoyed the whole thing. I loved it. I love film anyway, but I loved it being back in the cinema. It were great. What's my prediction for the fight tonight? Jab, jab. Watch out for the Fury jab. Jab, jab. Jab, jab. Fury, 6th round. But, correct me if I'm wrong, Wilder had won something like 40 fights before he fought Fury, and then he had a draw and a loss. So, and I think in his 40 fights he knocked them all out. So this is the creme de la creme of boxing. This is elite boxing, and as I say, I remember those Saturday nights, young Goldbridge on a Saturday night, ITV, 9 o'clock in London town. The super middleweight division. I think Nigel was it? I don't know whether McClellan against Ben. Oh, it's one of the best fights I've ever seen. It was like watching Rocky. Ben got put through the ropes in the first round or the second round. It probably should have got stopped, but he carried on and it went the distance and he beat him. It was an amazing fight. Penalty to England. Grealish has gone down. He's gone down. What's your favourite fruit, Mark? Mine's a pomegranate, says Juicy Fruits. You know what? I actually do like pineapple, which is going to obviously surprise people, but blueberries are nice in a smoothie. I eat a lot of bananas, strawberries. I've gone off apples. I think you have apples and orange so often as a kid. I've gone right off apples and oranges. They're just VAR checking this, but Ward-Prowse is going to take the pen. I predicted 5-0. They're looking good for it. Penalty goes ahead. Favourite colour of grape? I do like grapes. I do like grapes, Leo. I'm a big fan of grapes, actually. But they've got to be fresh grapes and big. I like them in the fridge. I like them fresh. I don't really like any fruit when it's not fresh, actually. That's a good point. And it's got to be ripe. Ripe and fresh. Not... I can't stand bananas when they start to go off. And it's a great save from Ward-Prowse, but he follows it in, and it's 4-0. He's happy with that. Misses the penalty, but follows it up. That's so annoying for the keeper when that happens, you know. But that's where you have to be angry with your... I think he moved anyway. I'll tell you what, the follow-up finish by Ward-Prowse was good. Very composed. Volleyed it into the bottom corner. 4-0. I think the keeper moved way before the penalty was struck. Here comes Watkins for Abraham. So Harry Kane's not going to be coming on tonight. Burnsy says, anyone who thinks Wilder is winning tonight is deluded. I watched James Bond in the cinema, VK. I would recommend going to watch it. Yeah. I would recommend. I'm not going to give any spoilers up, but I would recommend it. Thoughts on Crystal Palace, Mark, says NK. They've actually been alright. They've done a little bit better than I thought, actually. Give them a bit of credit there. But, yeah. Watch along tonight. I've dropped the link in the video description. The chat's already open, so if you want to be talking about the boxing until it starts, I will be doing a watch along. We've got a brand new studio ready to upload as well. I might give you a spoiler, actually. I might give you all a little bit of a... I might flirt with you a little bit and see if I can... I don't know where it is, actually. I'll see if I can do it. Nice ball over the top. So I said 5-0. We've got 4. Could be on for a perfect score here. Tonight, it's Wilder against Fury. I tell you what, I'd love Fury to win anyway. So can we start getting these boxing fights in the UK? But the money's in America. It's always been in America. They got the money. Lovely ball out to Chilwell. Takes it down. He was offside. Some people might say that my life's in a... He wasn't even offside. Bloody linesman. What? Lines person, actually. What you see is what you get. You've made your bed, you better lie in it. And your soul, na 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 na. We've got a super chat. Wilder beat 40. San Marino's Fury's going to slap him up, says Stuart. I think it's going to be about 4:30 AM it starts off, but it could be as early as 4 AM. It's going to be an interesting one anyway. And we will be live. I enjoyed the John Wick films, you know. Right, I'm just going to show you something. Say something, shout it from the rooftops. Maybe the songs that you... There we go. This is going to be the studio tonight. There we go. They're both over my shoulder. I'll tell you what, I want to turn my back on these two. They'd smash my head in. They really would. Tonight. Tonight. But we'll go back to that for now. Looking forward to it. What I would say about that is 3 deadly boxers. 3 very, very lethal boxers there on your screen. And, you know, the only good boxers about me is the ones I have in my pants drawer, actually. Mark, who will be the Ballon d'Or winner, says Sam. I think we all agreed that it will go to Messi, but I personally think it should go to Lewandowski. It shouldn't be Fury Wilder because it's actually in America, Matthew, so it's Wilder Fury. That's how everybody's wording it. It's Wilder versus Fury. That's boxing. Yeah, we are going to be That's Boxing tonight for one night only. Vida says you should have got the sack in FIFA. Look. Stick with me. Give me another year. I'll make you proud. I am going to have a sleep before the fight, Scott. This is going to finish in about 5 minutes. Quick bath. Probably have a poo. And then... I don't know why people have a problem with that. Like, we all do it. If you don't, you've got a real big problem. Clear out and... probably watch a couple of episodes of The Office or something like that. I'd normally watch a film on a Saturday night, but if I watch a film, I'm going north of midnight, and then I'm going to have to get up a couple of hours later. So, yeah. The meme says, thanks for that, I'm eating. Well, I'm sorry, but that's what will happen to your food. I enjoy it going in that way and going out the other way. I quite enjoy a nice, relaxing number 2. I'm not ashamed to say it. I don't know why people get so shy about it. It's the circle. It's not the circle of life. That's something else. But it's part of life. What a run by Grealish! Oh, that's quality by Grealish. What a quality goal! What a quality goal! Sam Johnson gets the assist. The Man City boys have... the Manchester boys. I mean, Sancho's had a good game as well. But look at this. Sam Johnson catches it. Throws it out, and Grealish, I mean, there are defenders around him, but gets himself into a good position and then bang, in the bottom corner. Quality. Goalkeeper with the assist, but it's a quality goal by Grealish. And it's 5-0. Goldbridge said 5-0. Could end up being 6. Look at his calf muscles. They're unbelievable. Do you think he's just naturally got calves like that, or do you think he just works on them? His calves are nearly as big as his thighs. He's got ridiculous calf muscles. Terrible defending. Well, this is what I mean. You know, all you people who want us to be wasting our international breaks playing shit like this. What a waste of time. What a waste of time. I'll tell you what, though, it gets better. Thomas says, fair play, Mark, for claiming Ballon d'Or for Lewandowski. Cheers, mate, says Thomas. And Mark, what do you do with that boil on your bottom? I have one in an uncomfortable area as well, says Bigwood. Have I told everyone I had a boil on my arse? Comments, Newcastle want Martial and Lingard in January, says K. Armin. And which are your top 3 James Bond movies, says Dennis. I've got to say, I grew up with James Bond. Not literally, but I grew up watching James Bond, so I'm quite an advocate of James Bond. Daniel Craig is definitely my favourite. I just love what he's brought to the role. But I like License to Kill. Was that Timothy Dalton? I quite like his films. I think they're good. And I do like On Her Majesty's Secret Service with Lazenby. I just quite liked that film. I thought it was just very different. So I'd probably say Lazenby, License to Kill, and then I thought Skyfall was very good. So yeah, good cross by Ward-Prowse. Are they going to get 6? But no, let me just make you laugh about something. If you thought having to play Andorra in the international break was boring enough, let me tell you what England's next international break is. They play Hungary on Tuesday, and then the November international break, they play Andorra and San Marino. What a waste of time. Sorry, Albania and San Marino. Just ridiculous, isn't it? It's just bloody ridiculous at the end of the day. In relation to the group, England... Oh, Albania are actually in second place. They're beating Hungary. So probably a more difficult game, to be fair. But Poland are struggling as well. They did beat San Marino 4-0. Lewandowski didn't even score against San Marino. I never would have thought that, would you? Denmark beat Moldova 4-0. Luxembourg, Serbia. Well, no, Poland are still playing. It's still 4-0. Portugal are top of their group. Spain top of their group. Italy top of their group. France top of their group. Belgium top of their group. Denmark top of their group. Netherlands top of their group. Croatia top of their group, although joint with Russia. England top of their group, and Germany top of their group. Scooby-Doo. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. We're getting close to 551,000. Thank you very much for tuning in. Change the score, Mark. Thank you very much. Yeah, I don't know why. I'm normally very quick with the score, but not tonight. So yeah, my plan is after this, have a little bit of a kip, have a quick bath, have a kip, and then get up, get my sneak energy ready, a few swigs of that, and get on it live with you lot for this. Not that. Live with you lot for this. This pair of big shithousers are going to have a fight. They're going to have a big fight, and we're going to see who's going to win. Uh, 3 a.m. I'll be going live, Lee. If anybody knows what time they think the fight will start, some people are saying it could be as early as sort of 4 a.m. Some people are saying 4:30. It depends how long the other fights go. If the other fights ahead of it are quick, then obviously it will be a quicker ring walk. But I'm Fury. Yeah, I'm 100% behind Fury. It's a British thing, really. But yeah. Oh, you know, it's like Bruno against Tyson. I wanted Bruno to win, you know. Walkouts around 4:35. No, it's not. The walkouts take about half an hour. They'll be walking out, I reckon, about anywhere between 3:30 and 4. I think about 4:30. I might put my start time back to 3:30, you know. Really. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, there's the final whistle. England win 5-0. Goldbridge with the exact score prediction. He's done it again. Therefore, I'm going to go with Fury to win it in round 6. That's going to be very interesting. But look, I'm set for this tonight. I'm ready for this tonight. I hope you are as well. We will be live on this channel. I've dropped the link in the video description, so make sure you subscribe. We'll be live on this channel at around 3 a.m. UK time for a boxing start somewhere between 4 and 5, and very, very excited for it. Yeah, look, it's an early one, but I'd be watching it anyway, so I may as well spend it with you good people, and you can join me on the show from when we go live. So let's look forward to it. I think it's going to be a big one, and I will speak to you all in a little bit. Get some rest if you are. If you're not, stay alert, and I'll speak to you in a bit. I'm ready for this fight. I think it's going to be a cracker. Speak to you in a few hours.